October 11th. I'm headed into one of my hunting holes looking for elk. I've been in here the last 2 days. I can't find any elk. Usually they're here. Couldn't figure out why. This morning I glassed in here and I saw a bear, Grizzly, coming across the hillside going full blast running. Thought that was strange. Looked a little closer and there's a pack of wolves chasing him. I think they're gonna kill him. We'll see what happens. This could get interesting.
It begins with a legendary pioneer in wildlife filming. Wilderness, adventure, and fair chase trophies define him. A son adds to the legacy and becomes the voice for a generation of hunters. Today, the third generation pursues trophy big game in places where success comes from skill, determination, and grit. Now, 60 years of hunting tradition comes down to one defining moment.
We're the Eastmans. We've been filming and hunting for over 60 years and 3 generations, and these are just a few of our adventures.
This is Eastmans Hunting TV. It's big game hunting, and it's as real as it gets. Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal is brought to you by Mossy Oak, Sportsman's Warehouse, PRIMOS Hunting, Zeiss, Savage Arms, BOWTECH, and Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal.
Hi, I'm Guy Eastman, your host, and welcome to Eastman's Hunting TV. On today's episode, we're going to go on one of everybody's favorite hunts, a trophy public land bull elk hunt. We're going to be hunting in my home state of Wyoming. We're going to start off in the bow season when the elk are rutting and bugling hard, and then continue on into the rifle season into October. So let's not waste any time. Let's head into the backcountry after public land bugling bulls.
Got an early season elk hunt going here. We hiked up onto a spot that I know is a good vantage point. The elk don't really come on to this hill that we're on until October. Our main focus tonight here, our strategy is to climb up on this vantage point and just glass as much country as we can. We're in the right place.
This looks real elky in here now. I know why those elk that we saw this morning were coming off this. See how there's all these nice little grassy benches. The timber's not too thick, not too sparse, just perfect to bed down. So those elk would just bed in there, and then they come out here to feed. Now that I know this is here, I'll hunt this probably in October if I come back, because this is where the bulls will come after the rut.
Sometimes elk hunting is as much about hunting sign as it is about hunting elk. These elk move around a lot during the first phase of the rut, and now we're trying to find them. Finally, we've located a pocket that is chock full of rutting elk.
A ton of elk down in this bottom. Yeah, that's a good bull. He's 350 plus. Nice bull. Okay, here he comes. See him? I wish I was rifling him. I don't know if it'll be noisy coming off this. I mean, noisy. It is dead quiet now. The wind's just stopped. Hear him clunking, that popping noise. He's hot. He's got a hot gal there somewhere and he can't find her. He smells her.
Wouldn't you know it? We looked in my slides all day where the bulls live their summer and they're not there. Came up over the top of this saddle, looked down in this hole, and found about 30 cows. And sure enough, they got up to feed, and there was a big bull with them, about a 360. And it just wasn't a good situation for a stock. He's down in that hellhole. I've hunted in here before, and it is nasty. We're just gonna leave him be, pull out of here, hunt our way down off here. Maybe we'll find another bull that's in a little better spot for a calling sequence. So we're just gonna let the big guy be.
Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal presents Advanced Tips and Tactics. Brought to you by PRIMOS Hunting.
You know, if you're hunting public land, do it yourself like we are here, you don't really know where the hunters are, because I know there's hunters in here because there's camps at the bottom of these creek drainages. So when you're up here on a vantage point glassing and you hear a bull bugle, usually what I do is wait. Just wait about 10 or 15 minutes and see if he bugles again. If he doesn't, I use my cow calls and give him a cow call and see if I can get him to bugle back. You get to this time of the night and hunters will get nervous, they'll get panicked, and they'll break out the bugle and start ripping off bugles. So I always use my cow call, because a lot of times a big bull will always bugle back at a cow call, but a hunter almost will never bugle back at a cow call. If I let out a cow call and that bull bugles back, I have a better than 80% chance it's an elk.
This portion of the show has been brought to you by PRIMOS Hunting. Eastman's Hunting and Bow Hunting Journals are the #1 magazines for Western big game trophy hunters. Now, for a limited time, subscribe and we'll send you a gift absolutely free, plus shipping and handling. Call to subscribe or get it digitally now. Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal is brought to you by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. PRIMOS Hunting, speak the language.
Welcome back to Eastmans Hunting TV.
We're at 8,400 feet. It's 5:30. We're in good shape. It seems like these bulls, for some reason, they always get up and bugle about 6 o'clock seems to be the magic evening time. So, well, this is the first time out since last week, so it's been about almost a week since we've been out. So they were just starting to think about rutting. Last week we saw one big bull and he had about 20 cows and calves. They should be really primed to go now. I'm hoping they're in here getting ready to split these cows up into different harems, and that would be just perfect. That's like the perfect scenario for an elk hunter with a bow, so to get a big bull. Could be a good night.
The wallows and rubs are starting to show some elk rutting activity. It won't be long before the rut hits its peak.
Look at that. There is a giant herd elk out on that meadow above those cattle. There they all are. Son of a gun. I'm seeing a pile of elk. There must be almost 200 elk out there. There's 3 bulls. One of them's really big. It might be the bull from over here. I can't tell. It's getting too dark. It's too far. But there's one big bull and 2 nice ones. They haven't split those cows up into herds yet. So that could be what they're getting ready to do. It looks like they're moving right over into that drainage. And I bet they'll be in there in the morning.
Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal presents the Members Research section.
For your MRS research tip of the week, I want to talk a little bit about season dates and weather patterns and moon phases. One advantage that Wyoming offers is you're able to hunt in both the bow season and the rifle season with most of the tags here in this state. That's a huge advantage because you can go bow hunt, and if you don't get one with a bow, you can continue on into the rifle hunt. And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're using this bow hunt as much of a scouting expedition as we are a hunting expedition. Another thing you want to do is make sure you schedule your hunt around the moon phases and weather patterns. I always try to hunt on the back end of a full moon phase as that moon's getting smaller and smaller. It seems like those bulls tend to hang out in the open a little longer each morning. Now when you're hunting on the moon phase when it's coming up, it seems like those bulls do a lot of their rutting at night in the dark. So I always try to schedule my hunts on the back end of a full moon or the back end after a big storm front rolls through. Just keep this in mind next time you're scheduling your hunt for next fall, to make sure you're hunting during the most opportune time when a big buck or bull might just let his guard down.
Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal is brought to you by BOWTECH, Refuse to Follow, Boning Archery, your archery equipment source, Zeiss, we make it visible.
Welcome back. Before the break, we caught a massive herd of elk and 3 big bulls crossing a ridgetop on their way into a creek drainage to split the herd up into harems. A sure sign the elk rut is finally upon us. The next evening found us back in the same drainage, hoping to find one of the big bulls and his new herd.
I think the herd's up by the lake. These are just stragglers. Stay behind me though.
More often than not, bugling in a big herd bull at the beginning of the rut is a very tough proposition. This leaves us no option but to try to stalk in closer on the herd and maybe get a shot at the herd bull in the timber.
There's an elk right there.
This is just a satellite bull, and certainly not the bull we came in here after.
I can't wade through all these cows to find the bull. Not that bull. Get these.
That big old bull's got too many cows, and he knows he's king of the jungle. But if we can get where we can see him a little bit, maybe I can bugle him and frustrate him, piss him off. But he's pretty wise to the game. He's an old bull. It's a big bull. Really big bull, but he's smart. He won't come to the cows. They split those cows up last night, I guess. He won't come back for lost cows, so that bull like that's gonna take a little more work. We'd have to frustrate him when he's headed to his bedding area, but right now they're just going off in their feeding area, but I know where that big one went to. I know exactly where he went.
We finally ran out of luck and cover. This is a very old and wise bull, and he's not going to be easy to kill.
Presenting the Eastman's Trophy Deer Tour.
Today we're going to take a look at some of the huge bucks that are part of Eastman's Trophy Deer Tour. Each year we scour the country in search of 12 world-class deer to travel to various hunting shows and sporting events. So let's go check in with Roger Sellner and see which huge buck he has for us to take a look at today.
This great mule deer was taken in Cache County, Utah by Albert Steffenhagen. Phenomenal, non-typical, scores 243. With a high score, it only has 5 abnormal points, but really long tines. It's a feature of the Eastman's 2013 Deer Tour. I'm Roger Sellner. Come see us at the shows.
If you'd like the Deer Tour to visit an event that your organization is putting on, go ahead and email us for availability and costs.
Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal is brought to you by Savage Arms, the definition of accuracy, and Eastman's Bow Hunting Journal.
Welcome back to Eastmans Hunting TV. Before the break, we spent a few days bow hunting public land rutting elk in the backcountry of my home state of Wyoming. A prior obligation in Colorado with our hunt winter and an Arizona elk tag have forced me to pull off the hunt and head south for a few weeks. Fortunately for me, the elk season in Wyoming allows me to come back in October and continue the pursuit for a big bull during the rifle season. With all of our camera crews spoken for this week, my wife Rinda has come along on the hunt to film.
Well, it's the 11th of October, and these bulls have started pulling off the cows. And up in this pocket up here, I spotted 2 bulls. It's 4:30, and thank goodness he came out early. We got 2.5 hours to get up to him. We're just gonna sneak up on this bench and ease across and look across. They're in the next canyon over. And there's no trails in here. It's a nasty, nasty piece of country. That's why the bulls are in there. So we're just gonna take our time and ease up there and take a look. Hopefully one of them is worth shooting. That's the bull we came in here for. That's a big bull. I just hope we can get around to him in time. He's a big, big 6-point. Here he comes.
Where?
Right back out where he was. I think that's the little one. He's fighting with the big one. See how big one's right behind him, okay? See him fighting.
Right behind that clump of trees.
Almost 30 minutes later, right before dark, the bigger bull finally feeds his way out onto the hillside. Bull elk are big, tough animals, and more often than not can require more than one shot to bring them to the ground, particularly with a 270 short mag.
Went down, didn't he?
I think that one got him.
I've been hunting 25 years in Wyoming for that bull. Renda, my wife, and I climbed clear up out of the bottom of this, just a gut-wrenching climb. And we waited. Renda and I said, well, we're gonna head out. I said, give him 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, and finally he stepped out of the timber on that saddle over there, and I was able to get a shot at him. It's gonna take us a while to get over there. We're gonna get over there well after dark, but we'll try to get you some footage, what we can. We're gonna gut him out, leave him whole, because this is grizzly country, and I'll come up tomorrow morning with a crew and get him packed out. This is a real hellhole in here.
Holy smokes.
Was that worth the climb?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. The next morning, I gathered up a crew and headed back into the head of the creek drainage to pack out the bull. Well, here's the Wyoming public land bull. We got him last night. My wife Renda and I were just out here doing it solo. She was on the camera and I was on the gun. We spotted 2 bulls from the bottom of the drainage there, and by the time we got up here, they'd moved to the next drainage, but we eventually found them. And right before dark, this big bruiser stepped out on this open hillside, and I was able to get a shot at him. This is just a great bull with a heck of an adventure. Got to share it with my wife, just the 2 of us last night, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great time. But we're gonna break him down, pack him out now. Hopefully we'll be back to town before dark. As always, we hope you enjoyed today's show. Renda and I had a great time bringing it to you from the backcountry of Wyoming. Remember, fair chase is the only way to hunt and take trophy big game. We'll see you next week right here on Eastman's Hunting TV.